God, good morning. Like, there's no broom in my office. There's nothing here. I'm not
What,
like that.
what would you need a
So,
broom for? Is it
there's no,
dusty?
look. I mean,
Oh,
it's.
oh, 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 oh. I understand now.
By the way,
It
you bring up.
took me a second. Took me a second.
Yeah, the Yanks had a tough weekend against the Sox. They brought their broom. The Sox. They brought their brooms. By the way, broom and dusty. I don't know if you can string those together.
I mean, I'll give you a Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
Broom. Was there was there a third baseman named Broom, like Tim
That's
Broom?
not bad. I think there was a groom. But I was gonna go with Dusty. Who's the guy from ZZ Top? Dusty.
Oh, look at Dusty Gibbons, right? Billy Gibbons.
Billy
Dusty.
Gibbons. What's Dusty's last name?
And Frank Beard.
Yeah, right. Well, Dustin, my broom. Is
I thought the best part of the weekend, just for the Red Sox, just really breaking Yankee balls, which I think is fantastic, is the fact that I think on Friday night it was like Dustin Pedroia night, who, by the way, was just a thorn in the side of every Yankee
fan. Speaking of Dusty, yeah.
But they brought Jacoby Ellsbury back to sort of be part of the group, and that's just such a giant F you to the Yankees. I love it. It's great.
That's good work by them. I mean, they bring back Damon too? How did that work?
I'm sure. I gotta believe. Although Johnny Damon's had some issues recently, there's some DWI issues, so I'm not sure. He might be persona non gratis, but I forgot him. He's one of those guys. Maybe you just want to sort of rid him of in your memory, but like every once in a while, he pops into my head. I'm like, wow, what Jacoby a shitty Ellsbury signing that was. Yeah.
It was one of your worst. I mean, there's a lot of them. You guys have had actually more shitty signings than the Mets. I'm sorry, man. I mean, even with a Mo Vaughn and a Bobby Alomar Jr. and all that stuff. I mean, your Eddie Lee Whitson's, your
Carl
Jacoby's,
Pavano. How's throw your Carl Pavano your way?
Pavano's great. By the way, so see this? I don't know if you can see what I got here.
Yeah, that's a G for Georgetown.
So I ordered this off of Amazon. And I got a new rig, so I'm gonna throw a sticker or two on it. Now, how do you feel about stickers on the rig? Do you go with that, or
no? I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine.
People.
I will. No. That's not what I said. I will tell you though. I've never been a bumper sticker in the wind. It's just
Right.
But listen. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Well, I mean, putting the Hoyas on there, and granted, I could have ordered the baby on board sign, or all those goofy pictures of like one of each of your kids, like these cartoon cutouts.
My kid is an honor student at something elementary school.
Yeah,
right.
This car climbs.
I break for turtles. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah. So all right. So I God bless Amazon for being able to wave one of these in without having to go get ripped off at the Georgetown bookstore. And speaking of getting ripped off, right? So I hear that Amazon is now doing basically a Columbia House vinyl, of the month, so record club. So why not? By the way, it's genius if you think about it. I mean, we're all basically part of Amazon Prime, and they get us on movies and everything else. I mean, and think about what your life with Columbia Records. I mean, talk to me about how many times you joined. What were your aliases? What'd you wave in?
Well, you were much better at that than I am. But what I'll tell you is like just the thought process behind having to select how many albums you were allowed to select, and you're struggling between Tapestry and Boston's first album, and like what do I pick?
Struggling there at all, bro. There was no struggle. It was Boston's first album, maybe Kansas Leftoverture. It wasn't Janis Ian, Janis Joplin, whatever. I don't even know who we're talking about. But I will say that when I taped the penny to the little like mail back card, you taped a penny. Like it cost a penny. You had to you couldn't not mail the penny. You mailed the penny. And I waved in at least a couple Barry Manilow albums, which I'm not happy about, but in hindsight, of course, but. All right. So the other thing about this, which is a reference to, I want to talk about Amazon because the stock, is given a little bit back, but basically to me, it looks like it's breaking out after months of sideways action. The fact is, if you didn't get that card back in the mail for your vinyl of the month that they charged you 16 or 17 inflation adjusted dollars from 1978, which means you were paying about $186 for an album back then. if you didn't get it, that album would come in the mail and you were fucked. I'm sorry, man. How did you get that thing back? It tells you the genius of Amazon, because honestly, I can order anything and I'm not at all worried about it. Like, they'll basically come pick it up from my house. I could leave it by the side of the road. Someone will pick it up. I mean, Amazon's logistics, fulfillment, and ERP are amazing.
It's amazing.
And I think that's why you got to own it.
It's amazing. I'll tell you, Linda ordered something on Saturday afternoon. And on Sunday, like, morning, it was there. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's remarkable. You know, I've never ordered.
What's your order? What's your order? Come on.
I'll tell you what your rock, red, white, and blue rock candy that she's going to adorn on a bundt cake for this weekend. We're going to some friend's house, and she, you know, and that with some sparklers. So yeah, I mean, so there you go.
Where else are you going to get red, white, and blue rock candy?
Yeah, I don't know.
God forbid the bundt pan. How about the bundt pan? I mean, do you guys have a bundt pan?
We have a bundt pan. We'll buy a bundt cake on the way out, but yes, no, we have a bundt pan. And yeah, she could make a homemade bundt cake, although this year would probably time prohibits us. But the rock candy was just unbelievable. So less than 24 hours.
We got to get out of here. Jacoby Ellsbury didn't lay a lot of bunts down in the Bronx, because you know he'd be laying them down from the treatment room. But if you were making a call on Amazon's business, is the key upside based upon their bread and butter? Again, their long ball, which is e-commerce, or do you think it's actually the AWS story?
I think it's. I'll give you the door number 3. Their continued margin improvement that falls under those first two. So I think, you know, you're seeing a company that used to be basically razor thin margins. Now their operating margins have gotten to levels where you're saying to yourself, "Holy shit!" I mean, this company is operating better than most companies do that are 1/1000th of their size, which is pretty remarkable. And they report, I think on July 29th, they're about, you're right. I mean, the stock has been in this range since last July. You pointed out a number of times, but I can't believe this time we're not going to break through that 35.50 level on the upside.
No, and I think it's just a matter of time for the Yankees break 500 and actually head
the wrong way.
Head the wrong way. So as we head out of here, look, I know it sounds crazy. I don't think Amazon's expensive. In fact, I actually believe it's value territory, not just relative to itself, but 20 times that AWS multiple, 2 times their GMV. Guy, it's 4th place for the Yanks right now. We're over in Flushing, by the way. Not for nothing. We're not playing great baseball, but we're in 1st place.
So. That's all that matters. Get me to October. I'll see you later.
See you in October, dude.